It's not my celebration. It's not Mark's celebration. It's your celebration. Who makes up SASS?
We do.
That didn't sound that very convincing. I think Wes is the one that makes up SASS. Who makes up SASS?
We do.
This side, acá se escucha más. Who makes up SASS?
We do.
Okay, see, so SASS is you, not me, not Mark. Okay? So this celebration is for you, but we usually have our celebrations in December. We couldn't meet in December because we were exhausted. And if you want to know why, you can see our timeline and you're going to hear from Mark why we were so tired. I think all of us felt it that way. Not just our work for environmental justice, specifically pesticide reform, but everything that's happening in this country is crazy. Am I right? Yes. Every day we wake up with something new, right?
Yes.
So we need to heal. We need to come back together as a family, unite and uplift one another, and that is why we decided to move the celebration to the beginning of the year to give each other hope that last year was tough. Right now, this current climate is still getting tough, but we have one another and we're gonna rely not just within SASS, but with our key ally orgs to be able to continue the great work. And with that, I really want to give a huge thank you to the UFW for opening their space for this beautiful celebration. I know they're shy. Juan Manuel, Juanita, ¿gustan decir algo? Do you guys want to say anything? Thank you for hosting us. ¿Qué gustas decir? Porque tú eres el anfitrión. Nos están recibiendo aquí, Juanita. Ok, gracias Juan Manuel, que se pueden quedar a dormir, que pueden tomar su oficina. No, de verdad, gracias. Thank you for opening up your space. A beautiful space with beautiful history. And so, I am Yaneli Martinez, if you don't know who I am me, Yaneli Martinez. But my title is, and I change it around all the time.
La mera mera.
Oh, I like that. ¿Qué dijiste, Savera?
Perrísima.
Dilo más fuerte para que escuche mi jefe.
La chingona.
¿Escuchaste, Mark? I want that in my name tag.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
It's gonna happen. I am the community organizer with Safe Act Safe Schools, and I have Mark Weller here. Mark, do you want to say a few words? If you don't know Mark, that is Mark.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Always wonderful to be around SASS, especially wonderful to be in the UFW hall, which the work of the UFW is what we've built upon to push for even more pesticide reform. But this has been a generations-long fight, and people in this room, you're making history. So we'll learn more about that later, but it's really always a pleasure. Thank you.
Two special people. We look around. Have you guys looked around in the room? Is there any people different here? Because I know we know some each other. I hope you guys have been mingling with one another. There's a lot of new people, but two particular people that help me and Mark because they make CPR who we are, and that is our organizer for Santa Maria. Yes, finally we have an organizer in Santa Maria. Especially our union leaders, UFW, UFCW, Local 5, you guys know anybody in the Santa Maria area that wants to do what we're doing, connect with Emma, send them her way, not my way because I'm not in Santa Maria, but Emma, and she will make it happen. She has a lot of wonderful plans for Santa Maria, and it's about time they get somebody to be powerful force out there like we are, right?
Yeah.
And another special person, not Cesar. Let's give Cesar a big round of applause because he walked in. You're always just timing it perfect. There you go.
Just in the nick of time.
Just another important person. And you know, Mark is my boss. He's the one that gets me in trouble all the time, right? Right? He's walking away now because he knows it's true. I actually have a new boss now. Remember we have Angel Garcia?
Yeah.
You guys remember Angel?
Yeah.
Yeah, little, because he's been here and there, right? But today we have one of our other bosses here with us from CPR. And I'm going to present her. Unless, Mark, you want to do it?
Nope.
No? Are you sure? Mayra, which she is already part of the SASS family, but we want to hear from you, Mayra. Come on, Mayra.
No, I'm just I rode the train this morning from Davis and with a big smile. I'm so happy to be back. I haven't been here back in SASS in like a few years, and I'm so excited and thrilled and to see that SASS is going strong and continuing to do so many accomplishments and continuing to build unity and solidarity is really warms my heart. So I'm really happy to help you all do the work, and yeah, just also really thrilled to be here in the celebration.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now if you guys don't like how Mark treats me, you guys have somebody to send an email to, let them know. Protect Yaneli, free Yaneli. From Mark, there you go. Got it? So make sure to connect with Mayra and get her email, okay?
All right.
So yes, we are here. I hope again, and I can't say it enough, that you guys all connected in the beginning, because that's what we are. SASS is a huge family. We want to come together. I know that we see each other in events, but sometimes it's months since we see each other, and we want to be able to connect, hug. I'm a hugger, and I know I'm always trying to hug everyone. So please connect with one another. We do have some new faces. And I didn't put that in the thing, but Mark, do you think we have time for a quick intro for the new faces?
Quick, yeah.
Quick, so just name and organization, but very quick, okay? So very quick, go. Who are you? That quicker, quicker.
Hi everyone, my name is Victor Torres. I am with Future Leaders of Change as a co-founder. I'm happy to be here tonight.
All right.
Omar, Santa Cruz, Barrios Unidos, SASS, Cora.
Yeah. If you guys want, we could clap all at the end, okay?
Fernando Cabrera, Soledad City Council member.
Woohoo!
Monica Andrade, Black 2055.
Woo! We got Mayra?
George Villa, Viva Organization.
Woohoo! Mispa!
Karen Cameron, concerned Salinas resident.
Woohoo! Karen!
Reina Launcher with UFW.
Se puede.
Jack Chakanaka used to be the baby of SASS.
There you go, the baby.
Robert Chakanaka, retired.
Okay, welcome, Robert. Back here with this pretty lady. You don't have to get up.
That's all right, Kathleen.
Kathleen Kilpatrick, I work with SASS, with Cora, and I do some committee stuff with CPR.
Yes. Welcome, welcome. Emma, we got you. Paris, you want to go? No? That's Paris, okay?
That is her. That's her.
Hello, my name is Camila, and I'm with Future Leaders of Change, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm Chico from SASS, and my beautiful daughter is, she's not here, but she's from the block. Bonita Rivera with UFW.
Manuel Moral, UFW, SASS.
Take it away.
Safe Ag, Safe Schools, and Core, the campaign for campus every day.
A ver, my UCW Local 5. Woohoo!
My name is Gilbert Rojas. I'm a union rep with the United Way Commercial Workers Union Local 5.
All right. Woohoo!
Efraín Aguilera, I am a member of SASS for like 6 years or more.
More. You're the father of SASS.
I'm the organizing director for the activist state of California and Arizona, and also VP for Monterey County, Monterey CLC.
Hello everybody, Cesar Lara with UFCW Local 5.
I guess it's David Tom, I was the California School Employees Association. I'm a school board member in Greenfield. I'm president of the Greenfield Public Recreation District and the Greenfield Cemetery District. And this morning they made me the president of the County Consolidated Oversight Committee.
Josh Ezekiel, CTA retired and volunteer ESL teacher.
Sean Gordy, Green Party of Santa Cruz, running against Chippy Panetta.
Yeah.
Ana Barrera, Salinas Valley Federation of Teachers, as well as a longtime member of SASS.
My name is Providence, and I'm a part of the SEIU 2015 in Waterloo, and I'm also a part of the Cora, and I'm also a part of SASS, and I'm a part of a lot of organizations. And I love volunteer with the UFW.
David, she opened the first box that you David. Come on, Tia.
I'm Providencia Medrano. Everybody calls me Sia. I'm a youth leader.
Oh yeah, we got two that came in right here, these two. And then we have a special lady. ¿Quién eres? ¿Y qué representas? A ver, dinos, tell us.
Horacio Mezquita. I'm a farmer and I advocate for clean water, no pesticides, and respect the environment.
And member of the EJACT.
Member of the EJACT.
Hola, buenas noches.
El héroe.
Mi nombre es Oscar Ramos. I am a second grade teacher. I've been a third grade teacher. I've been a sixth grade teacher, middle school, high school. 30 years a teacher, but I'm also the president of the Salinas Elementary Teachers Council. I love being a part of Save Ag, Save Schools. It's a great group and we do amazing work. You guys all do amazing work.
And he's also one of the stars of East of Salinas, right? Behind the camera?
Okay. Let me make sure I got it right.
John Doe.
Yeah, right. Wes White, Salinas Bonner County Homeless Union co-president. John Doe, 13K Productions. SASS since 2015. For these guys, Juan Martinez and Gary Carnes. And I mean, I'm still a newbie, only since 2015.
Who is this special lady? ¿Quién es esta hermosa colombiana parcera?
I am Adriana Frederick Sutton, reporter, producer to Univision, and I try to cover every single story of this wonderful organization because I believe that everybody has the right to be free from pesticides, and I try to be very objective in my stories, but I really admire the job you guys do. So,
We're going to get started with a blessing, but before we do the blessing, I really feel like it's important that I do this very, very quick. Our parcera here said very few words about herself. And we don't know this crazy time that we're living in, right? You guys can all hear me? Yeah. Of course. So we know that media is really hard to cover our stories, right? Sometimes they don't want to. Because we're bought by who? Council member? Who are they bought by? There you go. You got it. Let's give them a staple. Yes. They're owned by Big Ag. So if we want to talk about pesticides and they're like, oh no, I'm not going to report that. No voy a hacer un reportaje. No. So it's only fair and right that we stand with each other in unity and support. And so this certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Adriana Frederick in recognition of her exceptional partnership with Safe Ag, Safe Schools, all of you, your tireless dedication, de verdad, I get emotional, and commitment and hard work have made a significant difference, and we're honored to recognize your contributions because without you, our stories wouldn't be heard. Because we know social media is key and you do that not just through social media but with the news, Adriana. So on behalf, this award doesn't come from Mark or myself, it comes from them. Todos ellos. So, un aplauso para...
because information is power. And if we can say the right words in the right time and the information get to the right leaders, we can make changes to our community. And I've been covering stories for about, many years, and every day is a new story. Tomorrow is going to be a new story about this, too. So thank you very much for the support, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
¡Arriba Colombia!
¡Sí!
¿Eres de Cartagena o de Bogotá? ¿Mande? Oh, ya ves.
Llévanos.
Que nos lleve. Sorry, Mark, we want to go to Colombia. Sorry. Are there pesticides in Colombia? Yeah, there's some dangerous ones. We can go over there and help. Yeah, so, no, de verdad, es un honor tenerte. Gracias por cubrir nuestras historias. And with that, it's only right, and I think we've been trying to incorporate like the blessing of the land, not forgetting our ancestors, because that's who we're fighting for, right? We're fighting for many that we've lost along the way. I know I honor my mother every day. I know pesticides was a huge factor for me losing her. But not only that, so many amazing heroes that came before us. And not only that, Mother Earth is dying. And we need to be able to speak up and be louder about the movement that we're doing. And what a better way to have Mr. Omar, the one and only. Yes, that Omar. I love Mark's little phrase right there. He has a beautiful blessing of the land.
Yeah, Omar.
So with that, I leave you to Omar.
So I ask everybody to take a deep breath, por favor. And today, we gather today on the sacred lands of the Rumsen, Ohlone, and Esulasan people, the original caretakers of this territory, we now call Salinas. We honor our ancestors who walked this land long before us, who resisted, protected cultura, and fought for us so we could stand here today with purpose and with voice. We acknowledge the farm workers, past and present, whose hands have fed this nation, whose labor has sustained families and communities, often at great personal cost. We honor our indigenous peoples, our immigrant community, and all those who have joined and traveled this journey here carrying stories of resilience, survival, and hope. We lift up our youth, the future ancestors, who carry dreams bigger than the systems meant to confine them. We recognize all who are here today doing the work, standing up for those who cannot speak, protecting those who are afraid, and fighting for those who deserve to live with dignity, safety, and respect. We give thanks to our ancestors and to the Creator for the courage, strength, and wisdom they continue to pass down to us. May we walk this path of justice with humility, responsibility, and love for the land, for the people, and for generations to come. And now if I can ask everybody to close their eyes. And I want everybody to imagine a world free from pesticides, where farm workers, indigenous families, and immigrant communities no longer suffer from toxic exposure. A world where no one fears ice, where families are whole, safe, and unafraid. Imagine breathing clean air, drinking clean water, and watching our youth run, laugh, and play on healthy Mother Earth. fields full of green, fields full of life, fields full of dreams coming true. See our communities thriving, see justice rooted in soil, see healing flowing through the land. This future is possible. This future is worth fighting for. This is already being born through our collective action. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. I know we say it all the time, but when you do that, Omar, we do feel like we're surrounded. Right now, ¿cuántos somos? I would say like maybe, what? 6, 7. It had to be Africa. It had to be Africa.
I saw you.
Omar, close your mouth. No talking for that teen. How many do you think are in the room right now? Because it felt like it was more, right? And I think all of us have had that little spiritual moment where we feel that we're surrounded by all our loved ones. And it's great, Omar, that you remind us that we're not the only ones fighting. There was many before us. And I love the fact that you're honoring everything that's happening with immigration, because we know that sometimes our families, our farm workers, nuestros campesinos, a veces nosotros, ¿verdad? No podemos pensar en otra cosa sino lo que están haciendo, secuestrando a nuestros seres queridos, a niños, ahora con lo que miramos en los medios de comunicación. So thank you for reminding us to stay grounded. And with that, Mr. SASS is gonna get us started. Who's Mr. SASS for those that don't know?
Mark.
I think he didn't hear you. Who's Mr. SASS? Mark, the question is, are you Mr. SASS? No. Are you Mr. SASS? The bingo card says otherwise.
Okay, so you probably all remember the beginning of last year when we knew we were going to have Trump, right? We had him before, so we knew it was going to be a rough year for organizing. Looking back, it's just amazing what this group did, because SASS really did lead the way for pesticide reform in the state of California in 2025. So this is a selected highlights. It's not comprehensive, and I'm sure I've forgotten something, so we want to have a little time at the end for people to remember some things that were important to them too, okay? But, you know, the center of the pesticide reform movement has been for several years now in the Monterey Bay, and so thank you all. So one of the things that we have faced in trying to change pesticide policies is the incredible secrecy around pesticides. It's not just they are largely invisible and you barely smell them and hardly know they're there sometimes. It's the fact that the pesticide companies and our governments have done all they can to keep it from our consciousness, to keep that information secret. So we've been pushing for a number of years to get a system so that we could know in advance when pesticides are being applied. One of the reasons is DPR, the Department of Pesticide Regulation, does a bad job of protecting us. There are 133 pesticides that you can't use in the European Union that are used in California. Okay. So we want to know in advance so we can take some precautions to try to protect our loved ones, right? And then the other reason is we believed, and I think it's proving true, that a system like this would help educate the public about pesticides and how prevalent they are in our region. And people who signed up for spray days,
How's that going?
and got dozens and dozens and dozens of notices especially during the summer and fall in this region. I mean, it was amazing. So this was the first in the entire world, online pesticide notification system. Remember, it's just for restricted pesticides, so roughly 3 dozen. And that's the ones the state considers the worst, but there are many bad ones. Like I said, 133 that you can't use in the European Union. So we've still got some work to do to make this an even better system. It doesn't have exact location, so we can know within a square mile where applications are happening, but we don't know if it's behind our house, across the street, or even a mile away under the current system. So we'll have to keep working on that. But this was really a momentous time. And that's our leader, Angel Garcia, a UC Santa Cruz graduate. And that was in Shafter on the day that the system started, and a number of SASS members attended that day too. It was hot. Yeah, it was hot. Indeed it was. Okay, what else did we get? Well, we got some better protections at schools. So we built on it, and this is why there's hope for spray days too. So back in 2018, remember, this group spearheaded the movement to get buffer zones, pesticide-free buffer zones around schools. We wanted a mile, we got a quarter mile. That was in 2018. And since then, we've seen that there was some lax record keeping. So we wanted to fix some of those loopholes so we could enforce the system better. And the other thing we found out was private schools weren't covered. So this really was AB 1864, something that was pushed by young people, by students in the schools who wanted, to see improvements. And there's been a documentary about it, and some of you, I know many of you have seen that, but AB 1864 we passed 2 years ago, and it came to fruition this year. So that is one way we were helping make the schools safer. And then another thing that we just got the results from, Future Leaders of Change, and that's our youth group of teenagers. They did some water testing at 4 schools in the region, 3 in Greenfield and then Ohlone Elementary up in North Monterey County. And they tested the drinking water of the fountains, kind of secretly, and then we sent them off the bottles off to the United States USGS, and they just told us the other day that the good news is the drinking water, despite being surrounded by pesticides and all that, is safe for the kids. We did not find any. Keep on them like that, right? Okay.
You're lucky, David.
That's right. We don't have to go to the school board. Right. Okay. Another thing that we accomplished in 2025 were a couple ways of holding the Department of Pesticide Regulation accountable. We got to do that because they won't do anything unless we push them. So one of the things we got was a joint legislative audit of the Department of Pesticide Regulation, which I believe will be a 3-year process. And again, most people think of money in terms of audit. No, this is an audit that makes sure that DPR is following the laws that have been passed that they're supposed to be following. So that was, I think, a remarkable moment in mid-2025. And then another thing that we, in cooperation with the Pesticide Action Network, created a new pesticide mapping tool for the years 2017 to 2022, and we want to add on in the next couple of years, 2023, and we hope 2024 soon. But it allows us to look back at pesticide use and measure it and see if things are getting better or worse, see where the worst concentrations are of some of the worst pesticides. We can group the pesticides together, like we could look at all fumigants or all organophosphates at once. Yeah, Woody?
And by school district.
And by school district, exactly. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So it's really, you know, a remarkable tool, and we've used it at some of our press conferences already. So, holding DPR accountable. And another thing we've been doing is part of our organizing has been around getting farm worker voices heard at the state level. And we got an official space for that now. It's the Environmental Justice Advisory Committee within the Department of Pesticide Regulation. Again, this was the result of a successful legislative campaign where we got AB, anybody remember the number? 652. Excellent, AB 652, yes. Again, young people were a huge part of it, but I think in the end, one of the most remarkable things for us was we nominated 13 people to be on the Environmental Justice Advisory Committee. We didn't know how many alternates there would be, but we knew there were 11, there were going to be 11 spaces. We got all 13 on. Some of them are here. Palacio's one. Well, I know there are others.
Robert is alternate.
Robert is an alternate, yes. Erica's not here, and Rocio's not here.
Victor?
Victor's an alternate too. Yeah, did he just step out? Okay. So anyway, some of the people in this committee. Now, what we need to do now, and one of the things that we'll be doing in this meeting, is signing a letter about, you know, our priorities and what we want the EJAC to address in their next couple of meetings. One of our issues is they're only doing 2 meetings a year, and we think pesticides are too big a problem to just address in 2 meetings. So one of our demands is going to be like, hey, let's get some more meetings for the Environmental Justice Advisory Committee. But anyway, we had our first meeting on December 10th, and you know, it was a Zoom meeting, but some people were in Sacramento, others you can see were in our office there at the Central Labor Council office. And that's been, it's an official space. We can recommend, we can bring in experts, we can publish papers, we can do all we can to push DPR to do the right thing in the future with this official space, this official voice. And boy, have we been fighting the 1,3-D regulation. This has been something that's been going on for years. Yes, indeed. We sued DPR the first time in 2017 over their 1,3-D regulation, and ever since it's been a battle. I put this kind of collage together because it kind of shows some of the different ways that we've been fighting to get DPR to actually, if they're not going to get rid of 1,3-D like they should, it's banned in 40 countries. Okay? It's a cancer-causing fumigant. It drifts for miles at harmful levels. All of the pesticide air monitors in the state register 1,3-D levels far above what our own state toxicologists say is safe. And so we did news conferences and marches, and we did a die-in last January at the Steinbeck Center. That's the one on the far right there. We went up to Sacramento and met with the head of Cali, PA, Yana Garcia, because she's actually DPR's boss, right? And we talked to her about 1,3-D. We had 2 lawsuits that involved 1,3-D, and that's a photo from one of them. And then we went to other places where they're having public hearings, Shafter and such, to make sure that our voices were heard even outside of the Monterey Bay region. So it's been a fight, and the quick update on that is we met with DPR today on Zoom. It was DPR, it was OEHA, the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment. We like them, right? They're real scientists. And then the Attorney General's office was there. Oh. Yeah, we didn't expect that. And then we were there with one of our attorneys, and basically we said this: look, your 1,3-D regulations are BS. We listed the many reasons why. If you don't agree to fix them in the coming year, we might give them 2. We're going to sue you. And they have to make that decision next week, because the deadline to sue them is the end of January. So we may be suing them again, and one of the plaintiffs is right here. I don't know where.
They've been spraying across Everett Alvarez High School at 7 a.m. 1,3-D. I sent that email to my principal. They closed down our school for one Saturday. But since then, we're back open. And on a Saturday morning when we have to do Saturday school, on a Saturday morning when our kids are practicing, doing sports, at 7 a.m., they're spraying across Veranda 1,3-D. And our schools are open at 8 in the morning. At 7 a.m. on a Friday, they're spraying 1,3-D. I got the notification on spray days. And I'm showing up to work at 7 o'clock, and they're spraying across. My kids are coming into campus. I have hours of service to my community at 7:30 in the morning because of my 6-period option. And we're being contaminated across the fields. So I live 3 blocks from that same field. I work and live in the same area. I get notifications that my home is impacted and my place of work is impacted. So you better be sure I'm going to sue this state to regulate, because they're harming our communities, our students, our teachers, and we need to be able to push them to change those laws.
Yes, Oscar.
So, I think we all know this. Our district was looking to switch insurance companies because of the high cost.
Yeah.
And so we looked at a bunch of other insurances. And it's hard for them to insure us because they give us numbers, they gave us facts. The health issues in our county are way higher compared to any other counties around. And why? They don't believe the science, they don't believe the facts, they don't believe the studies. We know why. Pesticides being sprayed across the street from the high school or in our neighborhoods, they're affecting us. They're affecting all of us. We visit the hospitals at a much higher rate than other places in California. And I believe, and the studies show, because of these harmful pesticides. So if they were actually look at the facts and look at the studies and took them seriously and not shove them under the rug, it should be a slam dunk because we see it, we're living it. And so I just wanted to make you guys aware that that's why our high cost of insurance is extreme because of these. Wow.
Thank you, Oscar. So we won some stuff, and we've also started some new big campaigns in 2025. One of those campaigns is to phase out, to ultimately ban grain-harming organophosphate pesticides. And again, Monterey Bay was the beginning of that campaign. One of the reasons was a paper got published in October. Was it September? I'm sorry, I can't remember the month. But anyway, it was done by one of our longtime friends who used to work for NRDC, the Natural Resources Defense Council, Miriam Rodkin-Ellman. She is related to Mike Rotkin, who recently passed up in Santa Cruz. And she co-authored that with the Chamacos team and the Public Health Institute, which is tracking California. So some really big, prominent pesticide researchers. And what they found was more than half of all the births in Monterey County were within a kilometer, that's about 2/3 of a mile, of organophosphate use. And the reason that is so significant is in the last quarter century, the Chamacos study team has found that distance, some awful correlations with the children of those women who gave birth within that distance. ADHD, IQ loss, other learning disabilities, lung damage, all kinds of awful things. So we started the campaign this year in Monterey County, where a quarter of all organophosphate use in the entire state is applied. Okay, so it's another reason we're here. Not great in Santa Cruz either. 29% of all births in 2021 were within a kilometer of organophosphate use. And that's not good for our kids. We don't do, and I want to make this clear to everybody, we don't do single pesticide ban campaigns, okay? At least not anymore, all right? Because of the whack-a-mole aspect. We can spend 5-10 years, we finally get rid of a pesticide, and then they have one that's almost as bad, and sometimes even worse, right? So we want to get rid of classes of categories of more than one pesticide at once. So there are roughly a baker's dozen of organophosphates that are applied in the region. Not quite that many, but in California there are. And so we want to get rid of them all. It'll take a while. This is not going to be a quick campaign. But we're starting, and we have some local demands about that too. So the law currently argues that county ag commissioners cannot ban a pesticide. But they can restrict pesticides more than the state calls for. So, for instance, we want 1 mile buffer zones around schools and other sensitive sites for organophosphates. And there's an example of a 1 mile buffer zone in Imperial County where they have a 1 mile buffer zone around schools for aerial applications. So it's not like it can't be done. So this might be a long campaign. Some components might be local, where we get bigger buffer zones. That's what we're pushing for. And then we also want those buffer zones around schools, especially, to be infilled with organic farming, right? Because then, right now, we're worried about what happens after 6 p.m. And before 6 a.m. on school days. You can apply pesticide right up to the fence of a school at night, right? And pesticides linger, they drift, and it can still be a problem. So what we really want, what we really need are organic farms around schools, and we want ag commissioners and DPR to throw in some money to get some pilot projects to get that idea started. So we have a plan for a large campaign, but this one's going to take a while. Now, we also want to ban fumigants. And certainly by pounds, and in our region in both the Pajaro and Salinas valleys, enormous amounts of fumigants are used. Fumigants are the pesticides that are in liquid form and they're shot into the ground. They're pre-plant pesticides, right? They basically eliminate life in the soil so that then they can plant the strawberries and other things, right? And it comes back up through, when it comes into gas form, it volatilizes and gets through those tarps that they say are totally impermeable when they're not. That's what the pesticide air monitors tell us, right? So we are done with the regulatory process, having been through that nightmare of 1,3-D. We won every single court case around 1,3-D, but we didn't really get anything good out of it, right? Because they came up with this crappy, maybe even worse regulation. So we're not doing that again. We're saying get rid of them all. Norway did it. Most of the fumigants we use here are banned in dozens of countries. We're talking about chloropicrin, 1,3-D, and metametastatin, and to some extent metamsodium. Those have got to go. Right. So we started those campaigns, and we had some wonderful news conferences. And is Camila here?
Camila's in the back.
So Camila set the record for the youngest MC at one of our news conferences. We had an 8th grader do a brilliant job in the ban fumigants news conference we had in Watsonville.
Yeah, Camila!
Okay, and then another thing which brought enormous amounts of attention, which we needed, right, to the pesticide problem. And we had Omar going on hunger strike for 30 days. Toby went on a very long, so I don't know the number of days. You want to let us know?
18.
18 days without eating, right? And that was huge for the pesticide reform movement in that, you know, we got more than Adriana to cover that, right? And, you know, the demand was for the biggest strawberry grower, Driscoll, you know, to go organic around schools. And that's what we want. And we're going to keep pushing for that. So, we got some of these people, actually, all of these people except Erica are in the room right now. And Erica Alfaro, who is to Proby's right, so our left, she's also on the Environmental Justice Advisory Committee, but she had to work tonight, so couldn't make it. And the debut of the Flock and SASS movies were at the very end of 2024, but in 2025, there were many showings and many film festivals that featured the films that Brenda Avila did for us, and that Emma Garcia did, and then
we have the
our own members.
Yes. They're there. Noemi, Mary Shai in the back.
Indeed. So we've got filmmakers in our organization now who did a brilliant job with, we got what, 7 movies now?
Yes,
we
7.
can show?
Noemi.
Okay.
7
And, yeah.
So if anybody needs a filmmaker, sorry to interrupt, Mark.
No.
Noemi's in the back, Camila, Victor, Africa, Alexia, Santiago, they could make your films, right?
Yeah. All right. They know how to do it. Yeah. We're picking up these skills too along the way that we didn't always have. So this is fantastic. And then also we had a really good media year. We got over, just locally, over 200 earned media people.
How many?
Over 200.
Woo!
So that was fantastic. And then we have this group that formed a couple years ago now, Future Leaders of Change. Some of the founders are here.
Yeah.
And we put here, the future is now, because they're not just the future leaders, they're current leaders of change, aren't they? Right? And they've been at the forefront of every single fight that we put up there. And some of these films, they held a special event for
Women's Month?
yeah, for
Women's Appreciation Month?
Women's Appreciation Month. Thank you. And that's the one on our left. And they were recognized at the state convention for the League of United Latin American Citizens for their amazing work.
Yeah!
Growing and growing. And then we have I love the photo there on the bottom right corner. We have 3 generations of pesticide reform leaders, don't we? We have Africa, Torres, and Ana Herrera. And then in the middle, anybody recognize her? Yes, exactly. Right. This is her house, right? United Farm Workers. Well, it used to be. Now she's got her own foundation, of course. So Doris worked. And then this one is an amazing story. So those are mostly teenagers. And I'm sorry the photo isn't great. It was from a YouTube. But the story is, and Omar, correct me if I don't get it quite right. The Paro Valley Unified School District basically told Omar he couldn't talk anymore because his stuff is controversial. So, he wanted to go in and educate kids about the environment they live in and part of the issues. So PVUSD said, no, I can't do that. So the students at Paro Valley High said, well, we want to hear. So they held a special event after school on the campus and invited all these people to it, including Omar, including Inelli, including Proby, and Kathleen, right? And Flock. right? So it was an amazing event. But again, it's just, I want to emphasize the point, the future is not for, they're not the future leaders of change. They're doing it now. And that's really remarkable.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, oh my, yes.
You know, that event, the future leaders of change were present there. They were so impressed with Africa being there at her age and advocating and doing all the work that they went ahead and they're doing work. They have their own little commercials they came up with on how to clean your fruit and your vegetables from the harmful pesticides. They've got their own website now on Instagram. They are going for their civic engagement seal. So thank you to the future leaders of change. They inspired that group to do more.
Yeah.
And may I add, they're called the Future Leaders of Change. I don't have nothing against the name. They made it themselves, right? Noemi with Alexia. But I do believe that the name is persistent because they are teaching the next generation, even though they're super young themselves. But in that picture on the corner on the top right, you see the younger version of Flock. Future Leaders of Change, sorry, Omar, I shouldn't say Flock, which is Victoria. She's learning from her mama, and she's learning from her big sister, Alexia, who started with us when she was only a 6th grader, chiquitita. And now we have also Victoria. She's coming to the meetings. She's there, even though she brings her Barbies, but she's there. Yes. Your best friend has her hand up.
Yes.
So that is again replaced?
Yeah, sorry. You got a good go. You know, what are you, in 6th grade now? You know, we all got to retire someday. Okay, so anyway, those are some of the highlights. Really an amazing year, especially given how horrible the organizing conditions were, especially at the federal level. So I think it was remarkable, but do we have time for this?
Yes.
Okay, so I was wondering if anybody else wanted to share some of their favorite memories from 2025, or anything you'd like to add to what we just
This is
kind
the
of
time to
reviewed.
share. Take it away, Woody.
Well,
Okay, what do you then?
first, the
Yeah.
first EJAC meeting, I noticed that most of the members, like Horacio, were calling for a ban of all organophosphates and a ban of 1,3-D right off the bat. I mean, it was like, drew the line in the sand for us. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
I attended a couple of meetings, but the moment that I remember the best, and it gives me chills, is when we were at the meeting. What is it? The statement hall, DPR, and everybody dropped in the strawberry moment when everybody was dropping, and I was, oh my God, what is happening? I didn't know what was happening until they told me they're pretending to be the strawberries and all the damages that causes to people. And there were so many people talking about what happened to them. And I still remember every time that I feel like I'm doing too much and I don't want to wake up, I remember that there's people out there that are suffering, that are dying slowly, and they keep working for their families. So thank you guys for everything that you guys have done.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabrera. Josh, in Spanish or in English, Josh? Spanish.
Ok, si quieres, está bien. Esa misma noche sucedió un incendio en la instalación de baterías para la electricidad en West Landing. Y resultó ser que todo el público y todos los medios informativos sí se alteran cuando hay contaminación en el aire y saben. Briefly, yeah, if you can see air pollution, like the battery factory at Moss Landing, there's a big convulsion in the news media and the community. People are hounding their electeds if they know about it. So get them to sign up for the pesticide notification tool.
Yes. Another memory, positive memory. Okay, Oscar and then Karen. Take it away, my hero.
More than the memory, an observation which speaks to the amazing work everyone does here. It was the one press conference in Watsonville where a lot of people were walking by and they stopped and they started to listen, and a few of them joined us and asked, "Can we just join you?" Yes, and they came, grabbed the sign, and they stood there with us. So that speaks to the powerful statements we're getting out to the public when they just stop and listen. We're convincing people, so we need to do more of that.
Yes. Karen, and then
For once, I really wasn't going to say something. You brought up the DPR hearing. I think that was probably the most emotional moment that I've spent with SASS. And I've been with Safe Schools since the hearing over at Sherwood, probably about, 2013, 2015, somewhere around there. So anybody who knows me knows I'm extremely passionate about getting my 2 minutes in and being heard for what it's worth. And I was one of the ones who was waiting to speak. And my freedom of speech was interrupted by the dying. And I don't think I ever remember a moment in my life where I felt so conflicted. Because these were my people on the ground, with pictures of people who died from pesticides and how much more emotional. I mean, in my heart, I was on the ground. And it was like something inside me wouldn't let me go down. It was like I was fighting for my speech. And those of you that were there may recall, I ended up doing two things. First of all, I thought they shut it down. I thought I was not going to get my 2 minutes. So I decided to go over in the face of the head of Julie Henderson, the head of CDPR, and the head of the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment. And I made sure that I stayed in a space that they couldn't say I was attacking them. But I got my words out and they heard them clearly. And one of the many things that I insisted on is, why don't we have secrecy about pesticides? Why did you remove the air monitor system from Salinas, all over the world, over a decade ago? And there's no accountability for this at all. There's only 4 monitors in the state. I think they've got like a half of one in Fresno now, which I found out Fresno has more pounds and acreage than anywhere in the state, even though they're not the salad bowl. So there's a lot to be learned continually about all of this. But with that said, I did walk away with a sense of accomplishment in that I was at least able to be heard in their face. And I was really shocked that they held their cool the way that they did, and they reinstated public comment and gave me another 2 minutes. So I just want to encourage everybody in the room. I applaud any effort that you do. Those of you that were the die-ins, thank you. But I just really have a passion for speaking out. And I think I couldn't be prouder of future leaders of change, because that's one of my passions, is that we need to teach youth how to effectively use 2 minutes here and there, or a minute and a half, because sometimes they strip you of that. So, absolutely.
Share something positive that happened throughout this year. Oh yes, love Rosie. How can I forget Rosie? Tell it, Rosie.
Oh, I wanted to share the moment that I wanted to share the moment that I became friends with Omar. It was last year. I see him around, but we live in the same town, but we weren't friends. Now we're besties, But it was an amazing moment to be able to become friends with a person that's as dedicated and that thinks like me. And then I got invited to SASS, and I was like, woo! This is my place right here, you know? Everybody there had the same ideas. Everybody was like in the same energy. I just loved it. Everybody was pumped. Everybody was like, yeah, you know, loud people. I was like, yes, thank you for sending me here. You know, and I gained new family members, you know, everybody that I've met so far. I mean, I have so much love for the kids. They're amazing leaders. I'm so proud of them. And, you know, Nelly, she even has my last name, you know, it's like, how much more of a sign do I need to, you know, like, come on. So I'm really glad I made all these family members, and I met all these people, and I got to see a lot of people that I knew already too, other, you know, family members that were from other organizations that I haven't seen them for a while. And it's so good to be in an environment like this. I really love it. I enjoy it, and I love you, all of you guys, you know, for being so dedicated and for loving what I love too, you know, so thank you.
Anybody else want to share anything, or we can start with the next item agenda? Okay, Horacio?
So, when was it, December 10th?
Your first meeting?
Yes. What I like about the EJAC is that there's a lot of people that advocate for the people. You know, they fight for the environment, because there's a lot of, over here in Salinas, back in '74, when we were farming, there was a lot of bees all over the Salinas. Now you don't see no bees, they're all dead. Right now, if it's possible, what Mark wants to put organic fields around the school, that's one of the best ideas that we can implement right away, because we need to protect the people, we need to protect the environment, we need to protect the water. The water that, for some people, they don't even know that they have TCP, maybe 1,3-D. There's a lot of synthetic fertilizers and synthetic pesticides that are oil-based, and they're poisonous. So I'm hoping that with the EJAC, we can accomplish something, because the industry is so powerful that they just keep extending the time. We've already been fighting for clean water for more than 21 years, and they're still talking about it if we're just beginning. And people are dying of cancer. They're getting chemotherapy, just like Juan Martinez. And when you see those people, how they suffer, how they die so painfully, it's pretty sad that we are producing 2 or 3 crops a year just to feed the world, to feed United States, and poisoning the water, poisoning the people with pesticides and fertilizers. So if we don't take care of our water, our air, and our soil, the future generation, they're gonna suffer more than us. So keep fighting, keep fighting.
Yeah.
Keep fighting. We're gonna start with honoring our members, but before that, Kathleen wanted a little opportunity to speak. So let's give it up for Kathleen.
Nelly is so good about honoring us all and giving us all certificates. And I have something that I got for SASS, but I have prepared it in a way so that Nelly can keep it in her house to inspire her. So, you want to open it up?
Yeah.
I made it easy to open. And I'll tell you the story that goes with it.
Oh my God. Kathleen. Oh my God.
Todos queremos ver. Everybody wants to see.
Anybody who's came to my house knows that we photographers in my house. And I like to go to open studios, and open studios in Santa Cruz is where quite a bit of art in my house came from. And I was at Open Studios, this amazing artist, and he does these big paintings that show the interface between the natural world and the human world. And they're somewhat disturbing, but they're really amazing. We'll put his link we'll send it out. But this was a print he had. And this print for me was a good theme for our OP campaign. Mark knows I've been excited about starting this OP campaign. I have some history with OPs. And this picture is kind of like OPs are, it has a secret in it. So you have to look closely at it to see what the secret is. So it's called Angel Bay.
Angel Bay.
And if you look closely, you can see the angel. What does the angel have?
A baby, an infant.
Baby. Yeah. And I can imagine this being our poster and our T-shirt for our OP campaign. But in the meantime, it can hang in Vanelli's house for all her family to enjoy.
Thank you, Kathleen. So I'll be just hosting the baby for the meantime in my home.
Yeah, and one thing that's really cool about it is if you look at these rows behind it, that could be the ocean, but it could be the fields.
This is the baby.
So anyway,
Thank you, Kathleen. SASS no puede trabajar solo, ¿verdad? SASS can't work on its own, so we need to recognize our strong allies. And so this year, I wanted to do a special recognition for, basically, it's a certificate recognition. This certificate is proudly presented to Blank in recognition for their exceptional partnership with Safe Access Schools, that's all of us. Your tireless dedication, commitment, and hard work have made a significant difference. We are honored to recognize your contributions. That was a long one, right? So, the first one that we want to recognize and make a huge loud noise for is, and I know that there's several members of this organization, so you guys are gonna have to fight for it. Let's see who comes first. Cora!
Hey!
I know we have Omar, Brody, Woody that represent Cora.
Yeah!
So should we give it to Kathleen?
Yeah.
Yes? Let's give it up for Cora! We also have the Salinas Valley Federation of Teachers. Who's that? Anna? Tell them, thank you.
But we're still in it.
Yes, Camila, my photographer, used to take pictures of Kathleen and Anna with their certificates. This one is not here, but probably Monica could pick it up for both. We do have a certificate for the Salinas LULAC Council 2055, but we also have one for Mr. Jacob, who said was going to be here, but I know you're a big part of the board, the California LULAC. So Monica, please pick both up.
So I do represent both California LULAC. I'm the state director for the youth. So in April, we're going to have a convention, and I'd love to connect with future leaders to make sure that you guys are present once again.
Yeah.
And on behalf of LULAC Council 2055 and the League of United American Citizens, we are honored to accept this recognition from Safe Ag, Safe Schools. President Chris Barrera sends his sincere apologies for not being able to be in attendance. But I am grateful for the opportunity to share these words on behalf of our LULAC Council 2055 that proudly supported AB 652. Because it reflects our shared commitment to protecting the health, safety, and well-being of farm-working families and school communities. This legislation represents an important step forward towards safer agricultural practices and healthier learning environment for children across our state. This work is especially meaningful to us as it aligns with our mission to advance the living condition of the Hispanic population. Future leaders of change, please continue to inspire and remind us that young people are essential voices in shaping environmental justice, healthy, and sustainable communities. Their engagement underscores the importance of ensuring that policies today protect the future generations. We are deeply grateful to Safe Ag, Safe Schools for your leadership, partnership, and continued advocacy to ensure that the voices of impacted communities are heard and respected. As we move forward, we must continue to exert influence and sustain engagement with our state, county, and local governments in our shared pathway towards a safer and healthier community for all. Together, we remain committed to advancing the policies that promote environmental justice, public health, and equity. Thank you.
Now we have a certificate for the California Teachers Association. Who's that? Over there in the corner. The one and only. East of Salinas.
I didn't prepare a speech, but yeah, right. But you know what I do carry around though? Is I am
Un corrido bien pesado.
I sing and I dance. Because I'm an educator. I always say, the fight is never about grapes or lettuce. It is always about the people, and in this case, the little people, the most vulnerable people. And that's why, as a teacher and as president of our union, I do this work because I think of them, future leaders of change, right? And this is why I do it, because of them, for them. Right?
Beautiful. Now we have some troublemakers in the house. The UFCW Local 5.
Doesn't look like either one.
A ver, louder for the UFCW Local 5.
I want to say this in Spanish.
Dilo.
Ándale. Yo no preparé tampoco ningún speech, discurso. Pero quiero dedicarle esto a los trabajadores del campo, porque ellos son y seguirán siendo hasta que sigamos luchando y terminemos con estos pesticidas y químicos. Ellos son los que han sido y seguirán siendo los más afectados. Esto es para ellos.
Now we have another troublemaker. There's just one, so we could all gang up on him. Not just three. Just kidding. George, Milpa!
Sí se puede.
¡Sí se puede! This one is a little spicy back there. Building healthy communities! Building healthy communities! Olga! That's gonna be you, Olga. You have to take it back to them. Thank you for your being strong allies and everything that you have done to support SASS. Building healthy communities. Eso.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Olga. ¡Sí se puede! CSEA.
Yeah.
The man of the many titles. Who is that?
David Kahn.
David Kahn.
Olga. thank you on behalf of CSCA. Thank you very much for the recognition and appreciation. Yes.
It's been good to be with CSEA. I've been with it for many years, 30 years or so.
That's right.
And it's a strong union too.
That's right. Every time I get a chance to go up on the stage, and I always kind of sneak in the SASS thing about pesticides, and there's David that's talking about pesticides again. I didn't know me as the pesticide guy, right? For sure. Thank you very much.
Now this is the oldest organization that has been with us. Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
Future leaders of change.
Both of you. Levante.
There you go. You want to say a speech? You want to say a speech?
Thank you guys so much.
You have
Vlog loves SASS, and we love SASS so much. You guys guide Vlog. You guys made us what you guys are. And you guys are training us to be you guys, but in the future. Thank you so much. Shout out to Saki, Abel, Hugo, Miguel,
Alexia,
Rosillo, Victoria.
There you go, Victoria.
And that's all, right?
That's all? I don't know. You tell me. Are you forgetting one? Oh, you're going to get in trouble.
Oh, Anthony.
And her?
Oh, yeah, Camila too.
Now, this certificate for our amazing hostess, and again, a strong union, the one and only UFW. Yeah.
César. Es un orgullo para mí estar con toda esta gente.
Es todo.
Ya, porque si te fijas, dijo Casimiro, toda la clase de gente que hay aquí y todos luchando por una sola idea, ¿verdad? Entonces, sí se puede. Horacio lo conozco desde hace mucho tiempo, también él ha estado luchando, estamos en otro asunto allá del agua en Sierra Ley, también peleando por lo mismo. Y a veces Horacio les digo allí, miren, tenemos buen grupo en SASS, buen grupo aquí en Sierra Ley, y nosotros en la Unión, si todos nos juntáramos cuando vamos a Sacramento, hiciéramos buen equipo. Y es lo que necesitamos, juntarnos todas las organizaciones para... ¿Cuántos años tienen en San Lucas que no pueden tomar agua?
Como 10, 12.
Más de 12 años que no pueden tomar agua y les tienen que estar llevando agua. Y el agua que les llevan no es suficiente como para bañarse, para usar todo eso. Entonces no es nada más que están envenenando las frutas o verduras o en las escuelas alrededor, sino que también están envenenando el agua. Así es de que sí necesitamos juntarnos todos y luchar por la misma causa. Así es de que sí se puede.
¡Sí se puede!
Now, we're getting down to the best part. SASS is who? You guys are weak, and you guys had chile verde. SASS is who? SASS is who? ¿Quién es SASS? ¿Quién es SASS?
La gente unida jamás será vencida. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Ya ven.
¿Verdad? Y mirar, porque pues ahora están 2, 3 aquí nomás, pero cuando miro el grupo, que se junta todo el grupo de jovencitos, jovencitas, digo, hemos hecho buena, con ella comenzamos y luego ella ya enredando a las demás. Primero yo era el que jalaba a ella y ahora es la que ella me anda trayendo proyectos acá. Cambia las cosas. Porque estaba ella chiquita, así como Camila. Estaba en la high school cuando comenzó a...
No, middle school, vista,
y estaba así y ella iba a la oficina que teníamos en Greenfield y
no me corría, bonita, no me corría.
¿Y quién puedo ayudar? Y siempre envuelta y eso. Y mira, entonces, hasta dónde llegó a, ¿cuántos años tuvo de City Council en Greenfield? Y ella envolviendo también a sus hijos y a los otros niños también por medio de sus hijos. Así es de que para mí es un orgullo de trabajar con toda esta gente. Gracias.
Es que por eso aprendí, and I do want to highlight lo que dice Juan Manuel. Yo estaba chiquita, sexto grado en Vista Verde, y me iba y me metía a la oficina de la Unión de Campesinos en Greenfield, y no para quitarle la bandera como otros, pero porque quería aprender, me encantaba, y a mí no me gustaba la política, pero seguía a Juan Manuel, y creo que por eso, Juan Manuel, porque como me trataste a mí, me dejaste la puerta abierta, nunca me corriste, ahora yo le quiero dar la puerta y abrírsela a los demás jóvenes, y es como todo ser humano tiene que ser, ayudar a los jóvenes que sobresalgan, no aplastarlos, ¿verdad que sí? ¡So arriba los jóvenes! Y ahora sí, now, the best part is that we can't do this, Mark and I, we really can't, without you, our special SASS members. And I look around, trying to make contact with all of you, because you guys are special. And so we really want to recognize you. And the way you get the certificate is by being active with us. We really try to make it an honorable thing by attending more than at least 2 or more of our events, whether it's a press conference, you show up to our meetings, you support in any way. That's how we want to honor you, okay? And so I appreciate everyone who RSVP with time, because it really helps. So yeah, with that, I am going to call you up, and Mr. Weller will give you a hug as you come. And I don't know if you guys read the quote that I put in the bottom, but basically it says, we can't save the planet, we can't save the planet without uplifting the voices of its people, especially those most often unheard. And that's what all of you guys do. You guys lift up those voices. Ustedes elevan esas voces. No podemos nosotros salvar el planeta sin resaltar esas voces de la comunidad, especialmente los más afectados y los que no son escuchados. Y eso es lo que hacen cada uno de ustedes aquí hoy, ¿ok? So, cuando pasen a recibir su certificado, quiero que se me pongan acá para tomarles una grande foto. No se les olvide, agarren su abrazo de Mark. Mark, give him lots of hugs. You're gonna hug him. The first one who gets that hug, it's an incredible SASS member, the one and only, Chingona, that's the real Chingona, Ana Barrera.
Excellent. Bravo, Ana.
Go get the hug, go. An amazing human being from South County, which has lifted our voices so many times in many spaces, Efraín Aguilera. That was for your union, this is for you. Mark, you guys have your walls?
Yes, Mark.
Oh, there you go, another hug. My hero, the one and only, who's my hero? Me.
Mark.
Oscar Ramos. There you go. This is another Chingona from Greenfield, following the footsteps of her mom and dad, Noemi Chico. Noemi, ándale Noemi.
Terrific. All right.
you get to give Mark a hug.
You don't.
This certificate is for the one and only John Doe. Not just kidding. Wes White. Woo!
Did not expect that.
It's anonymous, but John Doe.
Perfect.
You're not gonna give him a hug?
See the honor? I'll be there soon.
The one and only, the legend, Mr. Omar. Te voy a dar el de Provi.
Good. All right, I got it.
Mark, can you stay over there? Stop following me. Stay in that corner. Get your hugs. A spicy little chingona who's everywhere and is a legend in Salinas. If there's a fight, she's there. Olga Reina. ¿Ya ves? ¿En qué sabes, señorita?
Very good.
Oh, Mark.
What would I do without this man? I would be lost. He saved me many times during our meetings with interpretation, and he guides the youth so much, especially Africa. Thank you for uplifting her many times. Mr. Joshua Ezekiel.
Very good.
Are you gonna go in for it? Otro de mis héroes que nunca me cerró la puerta. ¿Quién es? ¿Quién nunca me cerró la puerta? Juan Manuel. Juan Manuel. Ándale, la leyenda.
¡Puro brillo!
Ándale. Ándale, King.
Good. All right.
Si van a Greenfield y quieren buscar a Juan Manuel, vayan al tamalazo, ahí siempre está. Afuera del tamalazo hoy, Juan Manuel. Oh my God, esta señorita ha pasado por muchas cosas y la pudieron tumbar, pero sigue de pie y se ha hecho más fuerte. Camila Torres. Thank you for being a leader. That's my daughter. That's her daughter. That's Roman's daughter.
I missed the shot. Yeah, get in there, do a pose.
I think it's only right that Mark calls out this person because they're best friends.
Drum roll, please.
Da 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 da.
Africa.
That was very exciting, Mark. There you go.
You got a real one this year.
And then you get to give him a hug. I'm trying to say something about everybody and trying to make it quick because I know we're running out of time. But this person, since she arrived to SASS, ya me ando mordiendo la lengua, she has been an incredible force. Cómo me hace reír esta mujer. She makes me laugh so much. The one and only Provi.
Thank you. Win a picture. Smile.
Got it.
person and always behind him because I know his full potential, and if I had that brain, I would conquer the world. The one and only Victor Torres. This person is quiet, but when he shows up, he shows up. Gilberto Rojas. Thank you for
No te voy a olvidar de la raza, señores.
We have to take this certificate to a very special lady who has basically done everything for SASS. Who's that?
You.
No, how can I support myself? Kathleen! Kathleen, and whenever you're ready, don't worry, no rush. You could join us so we can take a big group picture. And this person, can you believe it? He was in the FBI watch list? Who's that? He's a real troublemaker.
Woody.
Mr. Woody.
Wait, take a picture of her first. Show off your
And then the big hug.
There you go.
And I just realized this person left. Mr. Robert.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, who is the water warrior for SASS?
Horacio.
Who is it?
Horacio.
Thank you.
¿Quién es el 1000 usos de SASS? El 1000 usos.
Mr. Torres.
You see how troublemakers they are? All the SASS members there? This person is very quiet, but she's there. She tried to sneak through our Watsonville Film Festival. She thought I was not going to see her. Bonita Rivera. Ahora sí, Bonita, vienes porque vienes, ¿verdad que sí? Thank you for everything, Bonita. De verdad, gracias. Y aquí está tu certificado. Y dile, ¿sí se puede, Bonita? Since spray days, I can't even talk anymore, started, this person has gone to every meeting, city councils, board of supervisors to make sure people sign up, and speaking truth to power, Karen Cameron! We also lost Cesar. I mean, he left.
And I get a hug from Mark. All right.
See, everybody wants a hug.
That's right. Thank you.
And I know they're gonna be surprised, but Monica Andrade. Monica, you believe it or not, you're part of SASS. You went to the January hearing. You spoke on media about us. So thank you very much for being part of our wonderful family.
Thank you, Monica.
There you go. Con la gorra. We have Mr. Councilmember Fernando Cabrera.
Be excited about it. That's right, Monica.
Those are the real politicians we want, right?
Get yours off.
Yes? And lastly, this woman has created a force to be reckoned with in the Watsonville area with Proyecto Mixteco. Who is that? Está tu reconocimiento y te quiere tomar foto, Mark, ándale. Ahí.
Okay.
Nelly.
There we go. Got it.
Y ahora abrazo para Mark, abrazo, And that is it for all the certificates. Look at the troublemakers. Class, wait there. All the rest of you here doesn't mean that you're not wanted and you're not special. It just means that we welcome you to the SASS family, and you're gonna get more opportunities to be here. And next year, meaning December of this year, you're gonna be up there as well. So give yourselves a big round of applause and welcome.